If you clicked on this video, you might feel stuck in a rut or possibly in a midlife crisis and not know which way is up. I've been there myself and have come out thriving. In this video, I'll show you exactly how. Hey folks, I'm Chris Solomay, and on this channel I help people with personal and professional development so you can live happy. If you like stuff like that, subscribe. Or don't, that's up to you. Let's go. Being in a rut can absolutely suck. And heck, there can be a lot of crossroads in life. So a rut or a midlife crisis can really be any time that you've reached a crossroad and you feel like your past experience is just not going to propel you forward. You know you need to make a change, but you're just not sure exactly how or what. In times like this, you might feel insecure, slightly depressed, or even like your experience is no longer relevant. And in today's world, it's almost as if this happens every 3 to 5 years. Give you a little background. Since 2007, I've been a traveling trainer in the hair care industry, working with thousands of people on almost every continent. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. When you work with that many people, you start to see a lot of the same patterns. Now, I've met young people who are really just getting started, and they come to me and they say, I'm so burnt out. In the next conversation, I could be talking to a business owner, and in the next conversation, they're saying, I'm so burnt out. So no matter where you are in your life's journey, let's talk about exactly how to get out of a rut. The first thing that you need to do if you're feeling stuck or in a rut and just like you want to jump out of your skin is you got to decide that you want this circumstance to change and you can change it. I once heard Tony Robbins say that anyone can take pain, but suffering is thinking you're stuck in circumstances and you have no power to change it. Well, let me tell you, you have a lot more power than you think. You might not be able to move a mountain in a day, but you have the power to make forward progress. And I don't care what the circumstances are or how old you are. In the selling world, they call this control your controllables. And there are always things in your life that you do have control over. So if you want to get out of a rut, you have to decide once and for all that the buck stops here. Number 2, you've got to realize that you are younger than you think. And this is coming from a guy that's turning 50 this year. In other videos, I'll discuss this further. You are only as old as your energy. This world and society has convinced people that you're old when you're 50. Well, I got news for you. Like I said, I'm turning 50, but I choose what I put in my mouth and the activities that I participate in, so I know that they're going to extend my vitality. This shit is a choice, and don't let anyone on the planet tell you different. Most people that give it a try are astounded by the reverse aging that can come just by eating healthy and starting to do some moderate activity. Now, if you're under 40 and I didn't just lose you there, you'll just have to trust me on this. You still have plenty of time left to achieve everything that you could dream of and more. Which brings me to number 3, take action. That's right. Sometimes you actually have to take action before you even have a plan or before you feel any motivation. You know, a lot of times you can start a new habit, and in the beginning you really don't want to be doing it. But then over time, like going to the gym or eating healthy, you realize, wow, this is really starting to feel good, and then eventually that habit becomes just a part of your daily process. Now, in many cases, this action might be to simply grab a pen and a piece of paper and start to create a plan. It might be to throw on some headphones and go for a run or go to the gym. It might be to go for a walk in a beautiful place or call a supportive friend. One caveat here is to try something different than the activities that got you in this rut in the first place. You know, I see a lot of people that they start to just try to do the thing that's burning them out more, and this obviously only leads to more burnout. So you really want to try something different. My promise here is that the more action you take, the more momentum you get. And so it's time to do number 4. You have to accept personal responsibility and get honest with yourself for the reason why you got off track in the first place. You're really responsible for all, if not almost all of the circumstances in your life. So like if you're in debt right now, it's your fault. If you're in a bad relationship, you play a part in that. Do you not like the place you're working at? Well, I'm sorry to say, but you chose to go to work there. Your life is off track because you've allowed these circumstances to grow out of control. And another way to say it, which might hurt a little, is you've stopped trying. You've settled and accepted the circumstances you're in. And now this is what puts you in a rut. By the way, I'm not pointing fingers here. I have had many phases in my career and my life where I've asked myself, what the hell is going on here? I used to really love this thing I do. Or man, I was really loving my life for a while there. And all of a sudden, now I realize I'm going down a path that I didn't want to go on. Or the activities that I'm participating in just aren't fulfilling to me. So there's always time in your life to reinvent. So if you find you've shoveled your complacency under the rug and the fact is you're not happy, let's get honest. What is it? What is it that you need to do to change over time? This doesn't have to happen in one day. What can you start to add in or subtract from your life? Do you need to get rid of a bad habit? Do you need to get rid of a bad relationship? Has somebody become too needy? Or maybe you're the one who's too needy. Are you the one playing the victim? What exactly needs to change? Let's look that fear in the eye and decide, what do I want my life to look like moving forward? So hey, I'm wondering, if you're still watching this video, what's hitting home for you? Are you in a rut? Have you gotten yourself out of one before? I'd love to hear what you do to get yourself out of a rut when you get there. Please leave it in comments below. And of course, if you're enjoying this video, check out the video I just posted on how to change your career in your 40s. Although you really don't need to be in your 40s to watch that video. Step 5, and this sort of comes in 2 parts. So part 1 of step 5 is set a timeline for change. And in my experience, if this is not something too urgent, you can set a date out in advance. Like, hey, I'm going to start my diet, but I'm going to wait till after the holidays. Or if you're like starting a fitness program, I might give a start date, give myself a little cheat time, but knowing full well that on that start date, I'm going to be fully committed. But that again is something that's not urgent or life-threatening. If it's life-threatening, you got to get your ass in gear. Part 2 is create and execute a daily plan to follow and stick to it. There are things in my life that have now become non-negotiables. For me, it's like 80% of my time healthy eating and definitely going to the gym at least 5 days a week. As you do it, you want to monitor your results and adjust along the way. So if something's hurting or if I'm not getting the right result, what do? I find somebody who knows more than me about this thing. Or I make a change that I know that I need to do. And you just always have to remember that progress takes time. But once you commit to something, you will be astounded how quickly change can add up. So that's it. Those are the 5 steps that I use to get out of a rut. And again, I'd love to hear in comments below what you do to get out of a rut. And if you like videos like this, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos. And I hope to see you in the next one.